Hello, this is Timo, and this is another video of my project where I'm talking and building my old Lego. Today we're going to do again a Lego catalog, again because we're going to do the second part of the 1990 Lego catalog. We stopped somewhere in the middle. Yeah, just better to split it up into shorter videos as to have like one longer video. Yeah, so let's just continue where we finished before, in the middle. And I remember there was like a very exciting page, because actually here the fun starts. Lego City. I don't know if Miniland was an international name for this theme, or that it was just like how the Dutch used it. So we start immediately on a page with one of the greatest sets actually that Lego ever had, maybe, as I remember, maybe especially from 80s, 90s, when I was actually playing with the Lego. I also have it here. It's the 1990 airport shuttle monorail, and that are the instructions. And I'm looking still very forward to do the building video. I still need to find the moment to actually do that, because I just want to have it perfect settings and everything, perfect camera settings, and I still feel, yes, I'm not ready to do that. So that's why it's just taking, because I think I already announced a couple of times that I want to do that soon, and that it was always postponed again. So I estimate like that it will happen in the next 4 months, maybe. Yeah. Yes, but so it was new in 1990. It was introduced, released, and it's yeah, it's just a tiny box here, and it's also there represented. But it's it was a great set, and so I really loved my Lego trains. But this is actually also kind of a Lego train, but it's a different system. But I think it's one of my greatest sets I have. And it's like a crazy collector's item. It's like really like some parts, some simple parts are just so much have such a big value, you know, like the plates where this train is built on. I think one only is 100 euros if you want to get one now. So because it's a system that was discontinued again in 2000 something, I think, early 2000s, or maybe even the late 90s. Yeah, and Lego never produced that again, that system. So the tracks are also very have a big value, you know. And it was driven by batteries, by 9-volt batteries. I think this was one of the first thing that Lego had that was starting with this new 9-volt system. First with batteries, and then the year after introduced with the new Lego trains. Yeah. And then we see what we see else. We see airport, which was also really nice. Also, I see it was also introduced that year, 1990, with I think like 6 or 7 base plates. Yeah, that's great. That's giant, and that's great also. And some airplanes, and I think those I have those sets also. Yeah. There was already a video about this one, and still one should come about this one, but this is a tiny set, so I will just probably do it somewhere in between. Yeah. So yes, I mean I will just do a video about this monorail, and then there's a lot of time and space to talk about it. It's funny because I actually have 2 sets here. There's another monorail there, they combined 2 sets, at least with the trains. And yeah. This is also a great page. This is a really nice page. Very alive. By the way, this is this is probably before they could do anything with Photoshop. So everything you see here is like really, they really made the landscape, and they really made this scenery there. This looks a bit like they cut it out from another picture because this perspective is a bit weird. But yeah. So what you see here is like, I don't know when it was released, I think somewhere in the late 80s. This racing lab with its, I think it's a pit stop with some, where the audience is standing, like, and this is all racing, by the way. This is a smaller part, this is also again the same thing, This is actually the finish line, so you can combine this, and then you can also buy another extra racing car, and that's really nice, you can just expand those sets, I think this is today missing, that you don't have really this thing. There's another set I have here, and we already did a video about that. I don't remember the name of it. Yeah. There's again like a light, sound and light, I think it's just light this time. A light set with lights. And there's a restaurant that I really liked and still like, and I think, I don't have it, but maybe at some point I will just order these bricks. I assume that this is not so expensive. Although I see there are stickers, I think there are stickers in it, and the stickers thing is always a bit a problem when sets are old, to still get those stickers, But it's a nice set. I saw it before when we were doing like another Lego catalog, and actually 1990 was the year it was released. Yeah. So let's continue again with a major world event that happened that year, 1990. August 2nd, Iraq invaded Kuwait. So there was the start of the Gulf War, and it was, I think, the first Gulf War, because the second was like in 2000 something. But yeah, that's a bit like a sad thing, right? That it was the start of a lot of mess. I think the Americans, they say they could never have avoided this war, because Saddam Hussein was just playing with fire, I know. But yeah, I remember that one also. I remember that war also, I think, but I'm not sure. I remember those images of Baghdad getting bombed, but I think that actually from the second, the one that was in the 2000s, the war, yeah. And Saddam Hussein still survived actually that war, the first Gulf War. He stayed in power, and yeah. There we have like an entire, a third of a page like just dedicated to police, and that's of course always a popular item. And I see a bit like older sets also, like this police station looks quite old actually. So I think this is really dating back from maybe mid-80s. There's again like a sound and light. Yeah, sound and light set. There's also 9-volt, so I actually think that 9-volt system was already starting somewhere late 80s. Yeah, so police, and then you have like just vehicles. And then you have like, this is a nice set. I think this is also quite valuable, this set, because of this printed, they have this big printed wall elements. And it's like a TV broadcast set with a TV and a camera and a broadcasting van. This is a set I have, but it's not released in 1990, so that's why I didn't put it in my pile here. But it's also a very nice recycling truck set. Yeah, there's also a funny one. This is a safari set, like an item that actually maybe nowadays Lego is doing something with this thing, but back then you didn't really had safari or something, or weird animals, So I think the only weird animal they actually had was like a parrot and a monkey. But it's actually a really nice set, and there's also this suspension wheels, with this suspension. And I think it was released late 80s. That cars got these suspensions in Lego City and everything, This is a set that was a bit similar to this famous model team sets, I think. It's a bit related to each other, maybe. And then you have a really nice, apartment here, a house, family house or holiday house. That's really a nice set. I actually don't remember the set, but yeah. And you had a lot of this kind of like villas or apartments, so you could actually make a little village with this already. There's like another house. It's all holiday house, actually. This is a dream house, it's called. I'm just directly translating it from Dutch. So it's a holiday house. This is a horse farm. It's a camper. It's all a holiday theme. There's another summer house. It's a bit like in the same style. Although this is released in 1919, this was released already before. I see. And then there's this theme that is always like a bit like, Lego doesn't give it really a lot of attention, but here you actually have a hospital and two hospital planes and ambulance planes. I don't know how you call them in English, actually. But it's actually a really nice set, and they didn't have a lot of hospital stuff, in Lego. Back then, maybe now it is improved a bit. And this is again has this light and sound system. This is a nice picture here, showing a bit a nice scenery, and there you have the fire department. This looks actually really nice, that fire station. Although, in my opinion, this fire truck is a bit too much futuristic. I'm more like, I like this style more, this old-fashioned Lego design, This one actually has sound and light function again. Yeah, nice. And then the old base plates, the road base plates. I mean the older ones before the old ones. For me, these are just the old ones, but for the kids today, for them, this is like the old ones before the old ones before the old ones, But it's nice, and you also have this road signs, just a set with random minifigures. And yeah, this is a really nice scene here. Although it's not really clear what they are doing because they're all kind of in a panic. It's not really clear what actually is happening there. They all together just want to rush to the fire. I don't know. Maybe there's a big fire going on somewhere and they all like in panic, like, oh, we have to leave. And then there's like a police car just in the middle stuck there. I don't know. Don't really understand what's going on there. Just a lot of action. And actually these boats, they can actually float. But actually those boats are I remember I have a fireboat, but actually it's a newer design. It's like from later years probably. And I remember actually they had this older molds, because it's one big mold, this entire boat. And then you just build it in it because, they can float. So that's, of course, they have to be one mold. The thing that's built in it just looks a bit more older. Yes. And then what we had next, October 3, that was the year of the German reunification. And that was a really important year, especially also for me, because I'm also half German. Half of my family is German. So I remember that it happened, and the only thing actually that I remembered was that the currency, that they just got one D-mark, one currency. But I think it was a start. Yes, it was a start for more changes in Europe, and so it was a good thing. It was a good thing, and brought the Germans together again after a quite messed up history, Yes, and this is like actually the item that I like the most. Lego trains. And I have the best memories on there. And yeah, first of all is this scene I see here. It's basically, I have everything, but not this container terminal. And this thing, but it's not really part, I think, of Lego trains. It's just Lego City. Lego trains. The high-speed train, the cargo train, which is a bit more lesser famous, but the high-speed train, the red high-speed train with, I remember so clear, this lights. On both ends there were lights. This is what I remember, when you had your room like this, like you put the lights a bit off in your room, the room lights, then the scene looked a bit like this. I mean, not so good as the photographer did on this picture, of course. But it was really nice because actually here you can see it. You could actually buy a set of lights and you could actually use them also in your city to lighten up things. And this is actually a station. I already did shoot the video of this build, but probably this video of this catalog will be released before. So you just know that there's a video coming within the next couple of weeks where I'm building actually that station, which is an amazing set. Yeah. Yes, and then you see I put like crosses here and then I put stickers on it again. I don't know exactly why I did the second thing, because I just was showing, okay, this is the set I have and this is the set I have. And yeah, this is a little bit like a painful story, how you call it. This is actually a set that I always really wanted to have, but I just never got it. I never was able to buy it, or I never got it. And then I think in 1991, when this 12-volt system was discontinued, I still tried to get it with reaching out to Lego if they could still deliver it in, if I just ordered the bricks or something. But it was like not like we have today with Bricklinks and all those websites where you can just order your bricks. It was just really like impossible actually then still to collect the bricks together to still build that set. So if you missed your chance, it was also really like gone, And I mentioned it already. This was also 1990 was the last year with the 12-volt system, and it was like back then you also didn't know that, I got the catalog of 1991, and suddenly it was gone, and they introduced the 9-volt system. And I actually did an entire video, maybe will pop up somewhere here, about the difference in those systems, the 9-volt and the 12-volt system. But yes, it's great time, great memories. I have this and have this set. I think I got this set earlier before, and then after I bought it by myself, I think, that set, this high-speed train. And I actually, I know, I got this set actually from my father, and I actually told my father I want to have this set, you know. And I don't know if this set was a bit too expensive for him, that he bought this set, or just misunderstood me. That's both possible. But actually, I think if I would have immediately got this set, I maybe never would have got this set also. So, or never was into buying this set. So it's still nice that I also have this set, this Lego cargo train. And this was actually the last batch in the 12-volt era. There was also a batch before in the earlier 80s with a train that was basically in this color, this yellow and red. And basically those trains, they are dating from 1985. Yeah. Station 1983. This is the year that I was born. Crazy. Yeah. But this is something, yeah, this, because it's a remote rail crossing. So actually this is still something maybe that I consider to, you know, on Bricklink to find the parts and then still maybe build it one day here on this channel. Looking already forward. Yes, and there are still, it continues still the Lego trains, and then you still have like all the accessoires, you know, like the tracks, another motor block, like the lights again, and switches. And there's a station. This is also a set I have, like, this was, I think, one of my first Lego sets. Push and pull train. There's already a video about it. It will pop up somewhere there. Yes, but this is great memories. This Shell tank car, I also already did shoot a video about it. It will also be released somewhere soon. This set, I don't know why there's a cross, because actually I didn't have this set. I'm really sure that I don't have this set. But I know my best buddy in that time, he had that set, so maybe I considered it also a bit like my set, I don't know. But it's interesting that I put actually that cross there. But this was the only set. I mean, this is push and pull. The others were like 12-volt trains powered with a power unit, and this was actually a battery train powered by batteries. So as the trains in the modern times Lego now. But it was like 4.5 volts. And I was already mentioned before in the first video of this catalog, or it was later in the second part, I don't know. I was mentioning it somewhere that I actually don't know why there were actually two systems, like 4.5 volt and 9 volt system. Yeah. So this is Lego trains. Probably there will be some other videos popping up sometimes about Lego trains or particular sets. Maybe I will also do a video again about the 12-volt system. So not all one video about 9-volt and 12-volt, the differences, but maybe just one only dedicated to that system, to that train system, Lego train system. Yeah, because it was just so great. And by the way, this rail crossing, I have it also, but it's just like manually controlled instead of remote. Yes. There we go to Lego Space. Like with Pirates and with Knights, I only have some small sets. But now seeing it, I think it's a really great theme also. And color-wise. And I think they also introduced a lot of times new pieces, particularly in Lego Space sets. Because, of course, the spaceships, I mean, like, look at them, you know, they are built in quite different directions also. So all this, it's not building techniques and everything were already a bit introduced there, you know. So I actually don't know where the sets are, because I see just like this theme, this Lego Space theme, this sub theme, but I don't see them. Maybe they're coming still later. But Space, also interesting colors, but I think I like the other one before more. And there's like, this is Metron, I don't know, Mtron, I don't know how to pronounce it. But this is, yeah. interesting. I don't have a lot of feelings with it. If I decide to order some bricks, some sets that I don't have from that time, then I don't know if Lego Space will be the first thing I would like to try out with this. Although there's this monorail, Lego monorail, space monorail, which actually is very expensive if you need the parts. But maybe still it would be nice, interesting to also build that one at some point. Just because it's a monorail. Yes, and I'm actually talking about it and it's just like showing up there, still available. I know it's from 1987. It was still available in 1990. But this is all how it started, this monorail system. It's a smaller set than the airport shuttle, lesser tracks, but it was just a start. And it's, I don't know why they actually discontinued that system, that monorail system, because it was really a nice thing, you know. And this is actually a bit of classical Lego Space, the second batch, because the first one is the famous Benny outfit style from the 80s. And I think this was a bit like the second batch that came after, with this blue and white, yeah. And then the space guys, the minifigures, had different colors. I think the same like with the 80s Lego Space, the colors also had a particular meaning, which I actually found out quite recently, that there's actually a meaning behind those colors. This is a set I have, and we already did a video about it. So this is one of the few Lego Space sets I have. Mostly I got them with my birthday, you know. Family assuming that I was into Lego Space. Blacktron, I think that's a quite famous still collecting theme. You have very interesting space base plates, which are of course the same kind of molds, but just a different print on it, you know. And the Space Police, those are also nice colors, yeah. And then you have also like a light and sound set, also in Lego Space. And there again you see this monorail. Yeah, looks very nice. And you have this huge dome. I don't know. Maybe those pieces can be quite expensive, because I don't think those pieces were like released in a lot of sets. So I think in general this set is just quite expensive if you want to buy those parts now to get this set together. And there's this this great model team that was also lasting for maybe a decade, I think, with really well designed scale models, you know, on a bigger scale. And of course this truck is like, this is like the most famous set of model team, and maybe also one of the most famous Lego sets ever. Create, design. It's just such a pity that I didn't buy it back then, because I bought like Lego Technic sets, you know, and I think those sets, they were like a similar price, you know. It's just a pity. And I mean, this is also a great set, like giant, you know, with a truck, with a helicopter on it. I think the helicopter was also released later with different colors. Yeah. This was actually released in 1990. So it means it was just still continued till maybe the mid 90s. So, November 13, the first known web page was written or released on that day. I don't know if it was written, then it was already finished. So I guess it was released or brought online, you know, the first web page. Yeah. November 28, Margaret Thatcher resigned. I know she was a quite notorious and famous UK Prime Minister, and I clearly also remember her from when I was young, that she was all the time on TV. But I think she's loved and hated at the same time. nowadays also. It was, I think, the first female prime minister of Great Britain, of the United Kingdom. I always mix up those things, those words, those terms. It's related to different parts of land, I think. Yeah. I think she was an important person in world politics and also in the British politics, history. And it was in a time that a lot of things changed in Europe, you know, like the East Bloc fell apart and yeah. So she probably also had a major role in that, you know. Yeah. Lego Technic. And this is still the Lego Technic as I remember Lego Technic to be like a bit like not super pretty, just plain designs, you know, where you can just look straight in the car or in the plane and just like that, you know. And I think this is also a really old set and it was just available for maybe like 10 years, I don't know. I think this was released in early 80s when Lego Technic was still really new. And I have this set and this set. I think this set also. And this set. And this set also. And I did already like the alternative build of this set. But the A model, the first model, I will still do it soon. And I don't know why I see this one was new, but I have this one. It's a smaller set, but I see this one was also released in 1990, and I don't know. I did some bad homework. I should have been on my table, my pile also here. This, but yeah, just how it is. But this is a smaller set, a smaller version of this. Is a theme, like you have like this has bearing the name, the number 4. This is 3, and I guess there was also like a 2 and a 1 before. This is a 6. I don't know. This is not part of the family, but this is actually also a nice set. I remember. But this one is a really big Lego Technic set, also famous. In my opinion, it was not the most prettiest one, but it's also like the time frame, you know, maybe in that time with this Lego Technic, this was like maybe like a really like wanted and nice set. But I have the one that came actually after, I think 94. There was like a black car released, and it looked a bit more designed, you know, a bit more shape. And I have to build that set also one time in this channel, but I'm postponing that a lot because when I'm just building like a simple set, you know, I always start making mistakes while I'm also talking, and you know, so, and I already, with all the Lego Technic sets I did till now on videos, I just made mistakes and I had to go back a couple of steps. And when this happens with a big set like this, you know, it's a disaster, you know. Yeah, so I don't want to run in that, and I have to be more skilled with Lego Technic again before starting to do that video. Yeah. There's even more Lego Technic, also with battery powered again. I don't see what kind of, if this is a 9-volt system. Yes, I think this is a 9-volt system. I recognize these little motors there, but still battery powered. And this is getting more advanced, and this is actually quite a nice set. Like a lot of functions I see here. And this is, I think, a complaint that I hear, that modern Lego Technic set are very big, very expensive, but they don't have a lot of smart functions in it, you know. And that's of course like a major play feature for Lego Technic. And there's another set, looks also nice. This looks a bit like limited, but it's like when you buy this expansion with this battery box, and then you can make from this set, actually this set, as I understand it. Yes, and this set I also remember, and that was actually new in 1990, and I remember this existed, but I don't have it. But yeah, you could actually make different things out of it. But you could also make this. I remember this one. You could actually make a drawing computer. I think you could just draw with it, like left, right, up, and so, you know. And I actually have this. I have this control unit because I have another set with a helicopter and a T-Rex Lego Technic set. I think it was also from 1994 or something. For some reason, in that time, I bought some Lego Technic sets, although it was not I was not a fan of this Lego Technic, maybe because I felt I was getting a bit older, a bit maybe too old to buy with normal Lego, and I had to move it a bit to Lego Technic. I don't know exactly what the reason was, but I remember I was never really excited about it, but I was still buying the sets, still building those sets, because also the problem with Lego Technic is that yes, you play a bit with it, you do a bit of functions, but then it ended up mostly like just standing in your cabin, like standing there as a show object, you know, just showing it and not really like something for playing for a longer time. So this is my experience with Lego Technic. So the last major event, December 1st, workers of the Channel Tunnel, that is connecting UK with France, or the other way around. It's the day that they met each other while drilling, making that tunnel. And I remember there was this famous, there's this famous shot that you see these guys, this is a tiny hole, and they just reach each other with their hands, and I think they exchange flags or something. But I think they did it a bit symbolic, because actually I think to build a giant train tunnel, you know, I don't think they did it on that way, that they just were cutting like little bricks, stones, you know, making the tunnel like this and creating tiny holes. But maybe it was a specific technique that they first were making like a small hole and then put dynamite in it. I don't know actually how that works. I think they were drilling it, this tunnel. No dynamite, just drilling it. But anyway, that was the day, December 1st, that they met each other and that they realized that they made the right calculations, because I think the history of this tunnel is that they tried it before already. And I don't know if this is with this tunnel, but there was a moment that they actually missed each other. So I don't know if it was the same thing or another tunnel. But in this case, they just exactly found each other somewhere in the middle, under the channel, the strait that is in between France and the UK. So, and that was it. There's another Lego Technic set on the final page. That's actually a bigger set of those, what was it? This is a bigger set of that same theme. Great set, looks also nice. I have this feeling I saw this set before, but maybe it was just on the Lego catalog of that year. We go back to the front, which is not the best fronts of what we saw, but also not the worst. Because, for example, the 1999 front and also that from 2024, I just don't like it when things are so obviously computer animated and photoshopped. And from this time, you know, one thing for sure is that they had no opportunity to do it like that, and they had to do it on the old-fashioned way. Yeah. Please subscribe to my channel. That's very important for my channel to grow. And yeah, I hope you liked the video, and wish you a wonderful day. Goodbye.